Have you ever wondered why some routers have that flat spot along the base while other routers just have a simple round base? Well, manufacturers would have us believe that that flat actually helps you follow a straight edge. And it makes sense, having a flat that follows a straight edge seems like it would be an easier task, but I wanted to do an experiment and see which was easier, and more to the point, which one of these two styles of subbases is more likely to lead to inaccuracies when you're routing. All right, we've got a piece of chalk chucked into the router, and let's try it against this flat edge base to see how it performs if we rotate a little bit off of our edge. Now, I still maintain contact the whole time, but look at what a massive deviation that put in my cut path. And then with the regular round edge of the base against the same straight edge, let's see how we do there. And we'll rotate it wildly. Perfectly straight that time. And as it turns out, routers with a flat spot on the base, if they're rotated, even if one edge is still maintaining good contact with your straight edge, introduce a ton of error into your cut. So in this example, I'm thinking about routing a dado for a case piece, and you need those things just arrow straight. Any deviation in the cut obviously means you've ruined that workpiece and you're starting over. We're talking a 1/16 of an inch is a large error. Well, I obviously exaggerated the error by rotating 30 degrees. Maybe in a typical cut you would only rotate a few degrees. But the point is, if you rotate at all with a flat-sided base, you are going to start to introduce errors in your cut. Now, that wasn't true at all with the round base. You could rotate that just about as much as you want, and there was no visible difference in the cut quality. Of course, this assumes that you have a reasonably centered sub-base on your router. And it's not a brand thing. Every round base seems to work well following a straight line. And every base with a flat spot has potential issues with accuracy. So if having a flat spot on the router is not for following a straight edge, what in the world is it good for? Well, I could only come up with one thing that I thought might be useful. If you were working close to an obstacle, for instance, if you had a right angle built into your parts already and you were trying to make a dado cut next to that, I suppose having part of the subbase removed may just give you a little bit more access there. Another thing that it does is in handheld routing, it actually decreases the stability of your router. Think about the old DeWalt 621. It had a flat spot not on one side, but on both sides of the base. And if you've ever used that router, you know how tippy it can get in handheld operations, particularly as you approach an outside corner. But beyond that, for most projects I do, I think I'm happier with a round base. So call me out or back me up in the comment section. Where do you stand on a flat spot base or just simply a round base for your projects? Here's a similar detail I sometimes see on compact routers. Now this I really like. It does have a flat spot on the edge, but to me, again, that's not for following a straight edge. This is just an extension of the subbase so you can have more surface area in contact with your workpiece when you're doing edge profiling. Now, if one or more of the bases on your combo router kit does have a flat spot on it, it certainly doesn't mean it's a bad tool, but you might consider using the round edge as opposed to the flat spot when you're following a straight edge. So you'd simply run the tool like this against a straight edge instead of trying to use that flat spot. That, of course, gives you that one problem of possibility of really deviating the cut if you happen to rotate it inadvertently in the middle. Plus, I think it feels a little more natural to run the router this way against a straight edge. Sideways with the handles oriented this way always felt a little awkward to me anyway. So this would definitely be my preference when you're up against a straight edge. So certainly let me know if there's a reason or a benefit that you like to see this flat spot on a router. I haven't come up with much yet. I've got tons of router content coming up, so be sure to subscribe to the Thoughtful Woodworker channel, and hey, give me a thumbs up if you like the topic. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.